Hey everybody, welcome to the nightly video. Make sure my audio is good. Tomorrow we will have the non-farm coming in the morning with the unemployment claims, so expect a gap, and we will disseminate that gap. As far as we know, though, what is going on? Staples are on the strat attack list. They're two up to start the week. You'll see MO two up to start the week, and just bright green month. So that monthly buyer still coming in here, still trying to go up there. Philip Morris, same type of deal in here, and you can see they're really up into all-time highs now, so short-term exhaustion, but similar to up to start the week, and you'll have things like chicken noodle soup doing that, CPB. If you go in the month, a lot of range to come back through. Coca-Cola had more profit taking today with an outside bar, but reclaims that outside day, so maybe starts coming back up tomorrow. Pepsi, also two up to start with a slight Momo hammer. You could say it's kind of iffy there, but still has the 3-2 reversal week this week and trying to go to last month's highs, trying to go outside quarters. So a lot of those staples names, and there's more than that. We saw Hurl on the gap list, gap down buy, and you'll see this. So they bought it pretty much all day, setting up a 2-2 from exhaustion risk back through previous range. So gap down buy to go to 33, 16 just about. That being said, let's go and take a look here at the scans. So the way we can find the strat attack list using the scan site is going 2 up with full time frame continuity on the day, and it'll give you anything 2 up with full time frame continuity, so 106 names here. And we can sort it either by market cap or spread. And from there you can see it's a lot of consumer defensive, right, with the small spreads. If we go a little bigger than that, 0.5. I'm not sure 100% if that's accurate, by the way. It's just a way to whittle things down. But you'll see a lot of consumer defensive stuff in there, a lot of utilities in there, and then real estates as well. So that's most of the strat attack list going up. There's also Kraft Heinz. Looks like McDonald's could potentially be on that list. Two up to start the week. And obviously there's a few healthcare, CVS, which was a shooter but did not go in force today. And then MDT. And cyclical Tesla is one thing we can add. Tesla today did go 2 up, and it does put a week in force. It's kind of just lackluster in here. Still an inside month, but that could change. So there's a little stuff going on there. As far as the market is concerned today, we go to the SPY. You'll have the momentum shooter going into tomorrow. So depending on the gap, let's say they gap it up, it opened as a 2-2. They gap it down, it's Momo's shooter. And it would be enforced at the open, but we have a gap to deal with. So we just want to be aware that when we gap into recent lows, got to be super aware of that. If daily continuity changes, we have exhaustion risk, gapping straight into lows. Dow Jones, you'll have the inside day for tomorrow, which tells us to look at the Dow Jones names, which we will. If we go to semis has a slight momentum shooter. And if we go to IWM is a slight momentum shooter, so it could be simultaneous momentum shooter continuation tomorrow. And we got 2 down week, 2-2 reversal in IWM. We have SPY 2-2 reversal week. We got Qs continuing a 2-2 reversal with magnitude left, and Dow Jones almost a 2-2 week. That inside day would get it moving. So simultaneous weekly breaks this week, if that's the case. Tomorrow, if they confirm, then those are going to keep going the rest of the week, more than likely. With the new monthly flip giving full time for continuity down, we still have the week coupled to the month, so that's not going to change till next week. So be aware of that. Outside of that, though, what I want to show you is on the gap list today, some examples. Dollar Tree. So when we talk about gap down sells, what we're looking for is when we go back through a previous range on the gap. So when we look at Dollar Tree on the month, it's pretty obvious what's happening. Broadening formation, poke up. Where's it going? Poke down. Right? We already know that. If you go to the signals we pointed out prior to last week's range, we mentioned the 322 to identify natural selling below 96.94. You can see how that's worked out for you. So amazing stuff there with the Dollar General earnings giving you a catalyst. The next thing we want to see is when it gaps down, you'll notice that week is really red. The seller is still selling, and now they have even more reason to sell. So that's not a gap down buy. You're just knowing you're going 3. So intraday, we let that 60 set up on the gap list, and we go momentum measured move, and we can hit it down in here. You can see 7% intraday, and if you cover on the 2 down in green, 5.2%. Pretty simple stuff. So that is one thing we are doing is we're trading a lot of the gap list recently. It's been moving a good bit, and we are into, I believe, Q4. I believe we're in Q4. Forgive me. I'm 90% sure. I should probably know this, right? Yeah, so we are not into Q4 yet. That's going to be beginning in October, but coming to the end of Q3, we have a lot of earnings coming out. So the gap list has been pretty good, and we always have that up. That's Like what I'm sitting on is I'm sitting on the gap list, and then we're watching the nightly signals. As far as last night's vid, did not get posted, sadly. I've been having internet issues. But as far as signals from last night, UPS was a little bit of a good one, and then Pod was a really good 322. And you can see 207 trades up $12 intraday. And you'll see in the morning here, this is what it did. Notice, so in the morning they take off, right? And then the 5 minute rev strat with full time from continuity, followed by a momentum fiver hammer up into the highs, and then the sideways. You can see the 312 fiver breaks it up with the inside 15. Momentum breaks up, and then the new 60, they were done buying, brings it back in. The other thing we're looking for is things like GitLab. Where you can see, since everyone sold on Tuesday, whoever's taking out Tuesday's highs, that's where we want to go and trade the turnaround Tuesday. In this case, it's Wednesday, right? So GitLab, notice it opens as a kicking day. The first thing we did this morning was open GitLab and say the second that's green, buy. And we're just sitting there waiting, and we're like, green, all right, buy, stop, low day, right? Did go slightly red, flip green, all right, buy, stop, low day. And then it goes, boom, like this. And this is what we want to trade. We want definite shorts or longs that are trapped getting reversed. And since the whole market went down on Tuesday, this is the first thing we go after in the morning, because we definitely know this is where people who are short are not getting what they want. Whereas when we go to the SPY, it opened as a 1, so it did not go up. Therefore, the shorts are getting what they want. The market stays down. And then when it takes out the morning or the previous day's lows here, the end of the day, the shorts are still getting what they want. So we're not stopping anyone out. Unlike, you'll see Friday gets reversed on the first day of the week, giving you the big move with your pivot machine gun. Boom, boom, boom. Right? So you take out all the pivots with a reversal of these guys who were long. So we always want to trade against losing traders. We want to make sure that is at the forefront of what we're doing. And that being said, though, today, I think we're just going to go and hit the actionable signals and let the gaps go. So we'll go, who is inside day? We should have a good chunk of them since the market traded sideways today. So current candle a 1. We can also sort by pattern, X1X. It's going to be the same scan. So we got 198, which is technically going to be just about 200, just under. Yeah, so 101 inside day patterns. And we could go through all of these. What I personally do is, again, filter by market cap. You can also filter it by spread to get the really liquid ones. So these are all your inside days with high liquidity and a 50 billion or plus market cap. So if we go in here, we can go to Airbnb and the cyclicals. Inside day does have a 2-2 week down, but still stuck on the month. AMD, it's a 2-2 week down with the inside day, so either confirms or negates market direction there. Boeing, after the big gap down sell on some news, I believe, start the week. It is a momentum shooter type day. It's more of just an inside bar here below 160.28 or above this 166.60. And Boeing does have a quarterly 2 to the downside, has the 2-2 year in force as well. So Boeing could get out of this yearly mother bar finally. And with the clown show they got going on over there and all the murders to cover things up, I imagine investors are probably done with Boeing. And then we got Dow Jones, of which Boeing is a part of that. You'll have Disney, of which is a part of the Dow Jones. So Disney could be inside down or inside up. PMG on the week, it is a 3-2, but still dead stuck inside month. So it's not the best thing in the world. Could expand the 3 though. We'll also have PFE, which I believe is Dow Jones as well. Inside week down PFE with an inside day to try and confirm it. Could cause the inside month pivot machine gun. So this is top of the list into tomorrow for me. And what I want to do, we're going to go something like this. So remove the signals here. And we'll go like this. Signals and PFE, day, week, month, X1, so inside day. If we go to Snow in the technology sector, Snow is inside bar shooter and still going down after the big pukage on the gap with the gap sell kicking pattern that we played off of. And you see grinding it lower, create that winning position, and let it work. It's at all-time lows though, so no thanks. Financials, and forgive me if you got any noise in the background. Financials XLF 3-1 and industrials inside with the Dow Jones. So what that tells me is I can filter by sector instead of by spread and look specifically into the financials and see what we got there. And we will have Goldman Sachs setting up a potential measured move, 2-1-2 continuation with pivot machine gun below. And if we go to the month, it's still dead stuck inside bar, but the week is still going to have some targets down below. So we can still go after that. MasterCard, it's going to be relatively a little stronger inside day. And it is 2 up month, 2 up week, all that stuff. So even if it breaks down, we'd prefer to let that rev strat. Visa inside day with MasterCard, so we can put those in there. And we'll say RS, which is relative strength. And then with Goldman Sachs, there's Morgan Stanley, which could be measured move. Again, it's still going to be inside month, which just means that this daily broadening formation, you got to get out of that or else you're stuck chopping around on the month. So it could turn into maybe rev strats if they want to bring it back through, but we will keep that up. Moving with the GS there. And then we've got a few nobodies we normally don't trade, which would be AIG. Does have a hammer month, which has a 3-1 date that could trigger it. That there. And that gives you the things that should be going up. If the market goes up tomorrow, then we go after those. And then what PGR, momentum measured move into all-time highs. Pretty crazy stuff in that one. You can see just 2 up since, 2010. So it's really going. WTW. Inside day, also all-time highs in that stuff. Still has a quarter in force. And then XP. Inside day, a little bit weaker than the rest, but dead stuck on the month, so nothing there. Then we can go to industrials. And in the industrials, we already talked about Boeing, Triple M, inside day, which is still going to be inside month. It could cause a 2-2 week should things be weak back into these guys, but I prefer not to stick on those inside months, right? PayX, it is 2 up month, quarter, 3-2, and yearly 2-2 plus inside day. So if things are strong, PayX. And we can sort these XLF. So PH, you can see, like a lot of things outside month last month, coming back in with the measured move setting up on the day, which could try and bring it back into that gap. I personally never traded it. It looks like it's a little lower volatility, but it is picking up. So 2-2 weeks, got some pivots left. RTX, which is defense sector names, 2-1 on the day to start the week. Goes inside week though, so no thank you. TDG, 2-1 as well, inside week to start. VLTO, 2-1 as well, inside week to start, or actually 2 down week to start, but Doji and inside month, so no thank you. HWM is the 3-1. It is 2-2 week and back into the mother bar. So that could turn into either a 3-on-2 recovery or a 3-on-2 back down. Also have not traded that one so much myself ever. I'm just going to quickly get through the rest of these here. All right, so that's about all the industrials there. What was the last thing? In the consumer cyclicals, we have a good chunk of inside days as well. I'm just going to quickly run through them so we don't waste too much of your time here. Ulta, the white girl stocks. Nothing there. And the other thing is we can put things like CMG. We can say that's corrective activity on the day, or it could become 3-2-2. So we can throw in here. Corrective day on CMG, and you can see this is from the bearish week signals. Costco could become recovery after triangle day out to start the month. So that could be some relative strength. That'd be more in your consumer defensive type stocks. If we go to AMCR, that's really the only other one in there. So not too much to talk about there in the cyclicals, but there is a good chunk of them. And then in the tech, which we're always trading the tech, you got a good chunk of the semis inside with ADI, with AMD, and these are all going to be relatively strong. You'll have QCOM as well, momentum measured move setting up, and TYL, which is also a little bit stronger, could become inside month and up. And that's also in those semis, I believe. And then LDOS, which is 2 up in red month back into a 3 and 3-1 day. So that could turn into some issues potentially here on the daily try. poke up. Where are you going with the 3-1 LDOS? That's the question. So we can throw in here in the semis. We'll have insides. AMD, ADI. There's SysQ inside. We'll have AMD, ADI. We'll get QCOM on there. And then TYL on there and LDOS. There's also going to be things like Uber, which nowhere near 2 on the month, so no thank you. So that's going to be about it for the nightly video. We could go over some rev strats if you'd like me to, or 3-2-2s just very quick, and we could call it there then. 2 down in green for 3-2-2s. Looks like I got 26 names, a lot of tech names that could become 3-2-2s tomorrow, so there's going to be a good chunk of stuff going on. Lennar and the home builders. Now Microsoft, I know Meta's on there. More home builders, 3-2-2 setting up with hammers. So I'm going to filter by hammers just to really get it filtered down here for you. And I know we're going to have a lot of stuff sitting here, but we can go. And this is why we say you got to choose your sector or choose your setup and pick from there. Because if you try and trade every single thing we talk about, there's going to be way too much. And in this case, home builders, you'll have DHI, Lennar, PHM, 3-2-2 question mark, and make sure I got all of those good. And then 3-2-2 in the big 7. Meta, Microsoft. Meta, Microsoft. I had them on the observations list, but I deleted that on accident. We can also put TOL as the 3-2 down in green in the home builders. But Meta, Microsoft, Adobe are the potential 3-2-2s back up. There's also a few other names, but we're really just going to try and nail it down to the, what I would say is the, I guess, most liquid type names. You could even throw in Home Depot and Lowe's in there as PMG setups. But 3-2 down in green, got a lot of those. 3-2 up in red, there's only 6. There's more financial stuff. So CBOE could become 3-2-2. HIG, a little bit, but at all-time highs. An L, take the L, right? Nothing really there for me that I'm interested in. And then Energy's TRGP is having some pretty crazy volatility at the all-time highs. 3-2-2 day could cause the monthly to go 3-3 and then cause the week to go outside bar before that occurs. So maybe in the XLE, which is going down already. So we got evidence on the strat attack. That'd be the last thing I talk about. Strat attack on the energies all to the downside. There's just a lot of stuff to track this week. So we're going to hit a lot of indexes. We're going to get a lot of gapper list, and we'll see the staples and utilities if they continue. See if the energies on the strat attack to the downside list keep going, and the whole market could be strat attack downside if we get these momentum shooters going. So that is going to be about it. Did not cover the rev strats here, but I don't want to get this video going too much and have too much to go over tomorrow morning. So here is your stuff. See you guys bright and early in the stat trading. And since it's going to gap, we're going to probably get rid of 60% of these that are gapping and not having signals right at the open for us. And then we'll try and track the ones that go green or red and get moving. So adios. Have a good rest of your night. And I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning.